Итак, боец синего угла, fighting out of the blue corner. Ему 32 года, рост 183 сантиметра, вес 93,5 килограмма. Его стиль, борцовская техника и профессиональный рекорд 17 побед, 2 поражения и 1 ничьей. Ladies and gentlemen, he's 32 years old. He stands 183 centimeters tall, official weight 93.5 kilos. As a wrestler, with professional record 17 victories, 2 losses and 1 draw. Дамы и господа, из Екатеринбурга, Россия, фото Иван Уральский Халк Shtyrkov! Его соперник в красном углу, fighting out of the red corner. Бойцу 30 лет, рост 185 сантиметров, вес 93,45 килограмма. Его стиль бразильское джиу-джитсу, профессиональный рекорд 7 побед, 3 поражения. Ladies and gentlemen, he's 30 years old, standing 185 centimeters tall, weighing at 93.45 kilos. As Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist, with professional records, 7 victories and 3 defeats. Из Боксана, Россия, приветствуйте, Murat Gugov! And the referee in charge,
Łukasz Basacki is the referee in charge again.
And we see that Ivan Shtyrkov has better experience. He had more fights. He's 2 years older. But there is one big problem that is always being said about, speaking about Ivan Shtyrkov. This is, of course, his stamina.
Because endurance, yes, his gas tank.
Because he's very athletic. We see big muscles on him. So that is the biggest problem, because he's pretty tough, he's strong, he's big hitter, he's a sambo practitioner, so he knows how to wrestle, but he's not really good on the ground game if we speak about grappling.
Yeah, he needs more in recovery time. He needs to recover more because of muscles. But look at the size of both of these guys.
Yeah, they're just huge. Good leg kick from Ivan. So far, the fighters are not in a rush, and it's understandable.
And Ivan showed a good fight against Magomed Ismailov.
Really?
It was very
Really,
good.
he did. Because actually, when he stepped out into the cage fighting Magomed Ismailov, he was a big underdog, and everybody thought that he will not survive till the first round. But
yeah. Actually, he was too defensive there, but still he could manage to survive, and he fought well.
And Magomed Ismailov said that when he got the shots from Ivan Shtyrkov, he said that they were really heavy and really big. So there we come. Good position for Ivan Shtyrkov, controlling the opponent back.
Takes the back, working at the fence.
And before that, Ivan Shtyrkov landed some big shots from the right hand. And so Murat Gugov, beg your pardon, tries to control the opponent's wrists.
But Gugov first wanted to take Ivan down, and he was able to do it, actually.
And now they separate.
Again at the center of the cage, another exchange, nicely connected by Gugov.
So let's try to examine Ivan's conditions now, because just like we all said that Ivan Shtyrkov has some problems with stamina, especially when it comes up from wrestling and controlling the opponent beside the cage and grappling. So we all do know that when you wrestle a lot, you spend a lot of energy. So
don't forget about his weight cut.
Sure.
It's always hard for him to do it, but...
Single leg takedown attempt from Murat Gugov.
Working at the fence again.
Pushing Ivan to the fence.
Ivan
trying to get the proper grip.
Ivan knows how to defend himself here, and in the first round he always is very strong. He's always very strong. But maybe Gugov want to take him to the later round.
To deeper woods.
Yeah.
Waters, beg your pardon.
And test his gas tank.
So we hear Ivan Shtyrkov's corner that tells him to turn around, to scramble, and to get the control back, but it's really hard to put it to life, because Murat Gugov shows a very solid control. Good grip, by the way, on Ivan's body, and I think that is, he will try to find the moment to take him down, and there he comes. And there he comes.
Another takedown by Gugov.
And a successful attempt from Murat Gugov, and Ivan Shtyrkov uses defense in order to get up.
One very smart move by Ivan.
And once again we hear Ivan Shtyrkov's corner that tells him not to give this position, to struggle and try to improve it, but still we see that Murat Gugov is still in control, controlling the opponent back, and once again good grip, good body grip of Murat Gugov.
And drained hips a little bit.
Perfect move from Ivan Shtyrkov, who turned around. And we see this clash of the heads because Murat Gugov tries to produce some control over Ivan Shtyrkov using his head, using his forehead. Well, that's a normal move.
Another connection.
And a good knee to the hip again. Very painful one. And an elbow strike from Ivan Shtyrkov in order to separate and in order to continue shoot from a longer range. And they proceed, 20 seconds to go on the first round. And a body hit from Ivan Shtyrkov, and I think that it landed. Ooh,
What a
big
connection by Gugov.
Big counter with another landing from Murat Gugov. Superb right hand, but Ivan Shtyrkov is still on his feet, and I think that Ivan Shtyrkov starts to lose his powers.
Yeah. Well, he's deep in breath.
Despite of that, we can definitely say that Ivan Shtyrkov has improved his stamina. That's for sure, because we all do remember him fighting Bigfoot Silva when he was practically dying after the first round, and of course that controversial decision. Well, I used to talk to Bigfoot Silva during the interview, and he said that he was definitely not agree with that decision, and actually I think that he was right, and I think that Ivan Shtyrkov did not win it. But still, speaking about Ivan Shtyrkov's stamina and cardio, I think that he had improved that aspect.
I don't think he improved that aspect. I think he improved the game plan, because he controls himself very well. He understands where and how he should deliver his punches, but definitely he didn't win the first round. I think it was close, but I think it went in favor of Murat Gugov.
And the fight resumes. Several leg kicks from Ivan Shtyrkov, and forward comes Murat Gugov, trying to stay aggressive. Oh, big left hand from Murat, and I think that it landed. Excellent counter from Murat Gugov, and I think that tries to trigger Ivan Shtyrkov. He tries to make him make mistakes, to miss, and we see that now Murat Gugov uses the longer range, uses longer reach, tries to shoot from the distance.
And that's a right move.
Exactly, that's a wise decision for Murat Gugov, not to engage, not to exchange strikes with the athletic Ivan Shtyrkov, who can land a very big shot. So, and you see that Murat Gugov's shots are much more accurate than a big landing from Ivan Shtyrkov with the right hand, and he invites Murat Gugov for this exchange. He says, come on, let's show some brawl, let's show some dogfight. Another 1-2 from Murat Gugov, gets on target.
Shtyrkov connects to the body.
And afterwards, he tried to change the level of the attack to hit the head. So far, the fighters are on their feet. Pretty high pace. And we see
nice recognition of the level changes by Gugov. Ooh. And as you can see, Shtyrkov uses only one punch combination, not more. He understands that he may lose his powers
But there were 2 shots in a row from Ivan Shtyrkov, but I agree that he tries to use only single shots, and if he misses, he immediately wants to defend himself, not to let the opponent to counter. And half of the round passed already, and so far the fighters are not even dreaming about to get on the ground.
Another connection by Gugov with the left hand.
Another body shot attempt from Ivan Shtyrkov. The pace gets lower, the tempo gets lower, and the referee warns the fighters of not hitting, of not making the headbutts.
Very pedestrian round 2 so far. Another connection by Shtyrkov. Misses with the right hand.
Ivan Shtyrkov continues to come forward to pressurize the opponent.
Look at his deep breath.
Yes, he's tired. He's definitely tired, but still, nevertheless. Oh, that's a good connection with the right hand. Ivan Shtyrkov landed a big shot and another.
He's tired, but not fading so far. Still in the game. Still tries to connect, and nicely done by Ivan Shtyrkov.
But so far, Murat Gugov is not stunned, it seems to me. He just eats those shots and nothing more. He's okay.
Can't say the same about Shtyrkov. I think he's hurt a little bit.
But Ivan Shtyrkov says, come on, man, hit more and test me.
Let's make a scramble, wild scramble here. Less than a minute to go of the second round.
And Murat Gugov controls the opponent beside the cage.
Separates Shtyrkov. They return to the center. Another connection and a counter by Gugov.
And now Murat Gugov says, Ivan, come on, attack. And I will be definitely ready for that. Well, a pretty close round and a very nice round.
Murat Gugov is very sophisticated with his plan, game plan.
And the time expires, end of the second round. To my mind, it was pretty close.
Yeah, it was close, but I would give it to Murat Gugov. And I think his plan is to take Ivan to the third round and maybe there finish him. Because, as you can see, Ivan is not the same as he was in the first round.
Well, looking at Murat Gugov's corner and looking at him, I can definitely say that he has also spent some energy, some powers. So it was not easy for him.
Yes, but the body language is not ideal the body language of Ivan is not ideal in the second round, so let's see how it plays out in the third.
Here we go. Some sportsmanship here. Touch gloves and we continue. Oh, big left hand by Ivan Shtyrkov. Excellent left hook landed.
The first 1.5 minutes, Ivan is going to be very dangerous.
Ooh, another nice counter, but Murat Gugov also landed a big shot.
Nice exchange.
And look at this, look at this exchange.
Gugov is ready to go.
But I think that Murat Gugov is not ready, so that's why he shortened the distance, came up closer.
Took the leg and tries to slam his opponent down. But, as we already mentioned, Ivan knows how to defend himself because of sambo practice.
Yeah, sure, because of his skills. And so once again, Ivan Shtyrkov shows it that he knows what to do in this position. And unfortunately, we do not see if Gugov has a proper grip on Shtyrkov's body in order to take him down or to try to do it.
Maybe he doesn't need it. Maybe he wants just to work here a little bit more time.
Good scramble for Shtyrkov. He gets the control back, using the knees, hitting the hips, one after another. So to my mind, Murat Gugov is tired also.
Yeah,
So
he's definitely tired. And right now, Shtyrkov works more.
yeah, he's more active, he's more busy. And some Greco-Roman wrestling, yeah, here in this position, but. And Lucas Basatsky warns the opponents, warns the fighters.
And don't forget that muscles are fading and draining here.
Sure, sure.
So,
Because they work every second. And of course they get tired. Oh, big shot from Ivan Shtyrkov.
Nice
And here is the
combination.
response from Murat Gugov. And there they come. Excellent exchange. Beautiful, beautiful moment for both.
yeah, but does Gugov really need to exchange with Ivan? I don't think so.
Well,
If he is tired, of course, maybe. But if he's not,
David, do you remember Murat Gugov working on counters in the second round when Ivan Shtyrkov could not do anything with this? He was just moving forward, but Murat Gugov was using these counters, hitting him, using accurate shots and without being hit. So he was winning clear episodes, clear moments, and well, I repeated that Ivan Shtyrkov could not do anything about that. So I don't know why Murat Gugov did not stick to that tactics.
it's really strange. Because right now, Gugov is not winning it, definitely. It's very close.
Absolutely, and they have 50-50 chances in this position and in this round. Because Ivan Shtyrkov is really strong, physically really strong, and it's really hard to deal with him in this position.
And try to take him down. Look at that.
Exactly.
Try to take a single leg. The question is why?
Well, no one really knows except Murat Gugov, of course.
Of course, he knows better.
Yeah. Because he is in the cage, struggling and fighting. And here is the attempt from Ivan Shtyrkov to scramble, to turn, to get back the control, but Murat Gugov does not let him out of here. Continue pressurizing him against the cage.
And trying to take him down.
Oh, that could be a very important takedown for Murat Gugov, but
Not done yet.
still Ivan Shtyrkov is on his feet, trying to get rid of the opponent, and turns around, but we see how hard it was for Ivan Shtyrkov, and it's really hard for him as hell to stay on his feet. Even to stay on his feet and to wrestle with Murat Gugov, and there he comes! Nice takedown by Ivan Shtyrkov, but only 25 seconds to go. 25 seconds left, and Ivan Shtyrkov needs to stay busy in this position.
Well, Shtyrkov proved in the fight with Magomed Ismailov that he can definitely work on the ground and he can definitely defend himself. And today he proved it again.
Good elbow shots from Ivan Shtyrkov.
And this is a very important moment for Ivan.
I do agree. I can't but agree with that statement. And the fight is over. And to my mind, it was a pretty close fight. And it will be a very, very hard job for judges to decide who was better. But for me, Murat Gugov was a little bit better. As for me. Because during the fight, Murat Gugov had some episodes that were clearly under his belt, especially in the second round when he was perfectly using these counters, stepping back and stepping from side to side and
sticking to the strategy.
Yeah, but we don't know why he did not continue to work like that, but
Maybe he was very sure in his skills.
Perhaps.
And he was sure that he could take Ivan down and maybe submit him, maybe work on the ground and pound position. But the third round absolutely went in favor of Ivan because of this final 10 seconds, I think. So the question is...
Well, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say and really hard to predict what the decision will be. So
the second I would give to Murat Gugov. So for me, the question is how it scored in the first.
Дамы и господа, по завершении боя раздельным решением судей победу одержал, ladies and gentlemen, after their election, your winner by split decision, Ivan Shtyrkov.
Well, it is what it is. Ivan Shtyrkov gets the win in these close fights. So the judges decided like that, so we can just accept it.
Well, I agree that he was better in the third round, and maybe he was better in the first, but the first was close. And the third one also, but the final 10 seconds were absolutely won by Ivan Shtyrkov. So that's why I gave the third round to him. And I agree that the first could be gone by any way.
Yeah.